Greetings, football fans. Welcome to another episode of Yawd, Ballas, Ball Chat, Yawd, Ballas. I'm Benton along with my family, Junior. We're back in the building again.
Yo, we're back.
All right.
After a week off.
After a week off, some man did go on a country, so we're back again on Island Sports Network. Come on, how you doing, family?
I'm good.
Well, hey, people go fix up camera and put down, come on, back in our building. Audio sound great. Come on, up on video and everything. So, football lovers, as usual, this show is all about Jamaican football. And in this segment, we discuss everything relating, or at least try to touch the major points relating to Jamaican football. We're on Island Sports Network and on Ball Chat YouTube platform. So, send on your comments or questions. And we now waste on time because you don't know, Junior. A straight patois we say. Straight patois we say. All right. And, you know, football family, just send on your comments and questions. We get to them and we want to acknowledge the family as they enter into the chat room. So when you come in or when you forward in, just send on your comments or question and I'll give you a buzz.
And you know what? I take you for a loop right now. I think we should change the format a little bit.
You want to change the format?
How about you give them a quick rundown about what we're going to talk about today?
All right. Yo, Reggaeboyz again as usual. We're going to do that. Reggaeboyz defeated Antigua and get ready for Guyana next.
Yeah.
Then we have Reggaegirlz World Cup Olympic qualifier coming down the pipe. So we're going to talk about the group. Schoolboy footballers and front and center. Wolmer's warm to you. Clarendon College, Charlie Zen and family, me see you know. Clarendon College I go hard. And wrapping up the show, we're going to Yawdy abroad. At least I don't know how much Yawdy abroad to the left in a USL. But to kick it off, come on, Reggaeboyz, we are saying no. Reggaeboyz defeated Antigua 2-0 as they ventured, securing a perfect record, 5 from 5 in a Nations League Group B.
Qualified for Gold Cup.
Qualified for Gold Cup, qualified, promoted to League A and Nations League. What you have to say? Come on. I know you have something negative to say.
Listen, it was good. 20 goals. Don't concede any in 5 games. You really can't beat that. But then again, it's the competition. So we expected them to beat Antigua more than 2-0. Even Tapa said it. So it's not just me alone. Tapa complained about the team, how they weren't good in the middle of the park. And they were giving up the ball when they didn't have to give it up. So, I mean, you can't knock them. They did their job. Big up to the Reggaeboyz.
Big up to the Reggaeboyz. Junior, Ghana awaits as a football family out in Ireland. Get ready for go to Catherine Hall. Go to the big side, the 5 wins in a row side. Tomorrow they're playing at Catherine Hall Sports Complex as if plays Ghana. Malik Foster and Ricardo Morris scored in, they're getting goals from different places.
Yeah.
And so...
I mean, it's standard run-of-the-mill as expected, Why? I don't think there is much commentary needed. I mean, to be honest, I think we were very wasteful.
Yeah.
And also, to be very honest, I think we could have given up some goals too.
Yeah,
so,
they definitely did.
Yeah, so it's good. It's good that we secured victory. It's good that we are undefeated. Good that we haven't given up a goal. But it's also good that Tapa and the players should recognize that they still have more room for improvement.
Yeah, and Tapa did say that, right? Yeah. Tapa said, we have work to do. We took care of business. We're a bit wasteful in the attacking third, but overall, and sometimes we gave away the ball. Come on. There's been a lot of criticism of Javon Watson in that midfield, and we don't say you beat him in some spaces, but Javon Watson, it seems to be the solid man in Tapa's platform. Your assessment on his play, and maybe we shouldn't even ask. Oh, come on.
Listen, I'm the right person for you to ask, right? I like Aka. Let's put it out there. Aka is a very nice guy. He's full of vibes, and when it comes to entertainment, he keep the camp going. But I think, and this is just my thing, we are supposed to be focusing on getting the next crop for World Cup qualifications and potentially World Cup, right? Will Haka be in Tapa's plan? Are you going to tell me that we don't have any young players in the right age that we can use right now to play these little ticky games. This is when we're supposed to be grooming the players and preparing somebody to take over Haka's spot. Yes, you need leadership, so you bring Haka, but bring a next player where he can actually see what Haka is doing, or give him a run. I mean, get some little minnows. Tapa is supposed to be grooming someone to take over Haka's spot. Just big spot when they bring Haka.
Yeah. So, Junior, the consensus in some areas is that Javon has done well. He's been quite successful. I mean, played at the highest level, and he's 36 years old, and we don't see the replacement. He'll be a few years longer in the tooth at the next World Cup, providing that we get there. Javon said, yo, I have a very good work ethic. I've built this from chasing cows. So maybe the next man will come in forward need for chase cows. But, I mean, there's talk about Kevin Lambert as a potential replacement. But are you satisfied with Javon Watson being in that role? And the criticism of label that Tapa and his staff and not having the heir apparent getting ready?
The only person that can really answer that question truthfully is Tapa Whitmore, the coach. What is the plan? Now, if Tapa come out and say, I see Haka playing in the World Cup qualifiers or ultimately playing next World Cup at his age, if that is what Tapa said, then hey, you're the coach, you work with it. Now, what I would love is a mixture of what Cameron is saying, where you bring a young baller on, but you do need the veteran presence on the field, because just as much as Jamaica is winning all these games, you can bring a young, inexperienced side and they lose. Then we will sing in a different tone right now. So I don't know, what if his presence is what is helping Jamaica maintain their dominance over these minnows? So what is his goal? And I think Tapa or anybody from GFF, this is a public outreach to you guys now. Come on our platform. Talk to us about what can we expect as fans? Because you want fans to spend money to go to these games, but Cameron is not the only person. You're not the only person sharing voice in these concerns. What is the outlook for the future? That's what I want.
And big up to Ricardo watching us on Island Sports Network. Ricardo said the Reggaeboyz are to do the bigger teams the same way. Jamaica have lots of young stars which can bring the team. And ultimately, a game like, I see your family coming in on Island Sports Network. But Junior and Cameron, but ultimately games like Guyana, and Tapa alluded to this in an interview recently, the game against Guyana, he should be rolling out younger talent now. And so tomorrow at Catherine Hall, we do potentially should see other players getting in that lineup, right?
Does he have the cachet?
We don't know yet.
Because the reason why the cachet, meaning if he runs out an inexperienced team, what if he run out our schoolboy? But what if he run out a schoolboy side tomorrow and they draw or lose?
That's fine.
For you, it's fine. It's fine. Is it fine for Cameron and other people?
Cameron, that would be fine, right?
I mean, that would be okay. We already the purpose of the Nations League and winning all the games have been met.
Yes.
We qualified for the World Cup. We're going back to League A. I mean, like, what else is there to prove? That's what I'm saying. There's nothing else for us to prove. My thing is this. I think that Kevin Lambert, and I've watched him, and I'm not just talking because I like Kevin Lambert. I've watched him play. And he's not even included in this squad. It's like, if Tapa is talking about, him don't see a player who will come take Aka's spot, you leave out one of the best players that we see out there. I mean, maybe Kevin Lambert come to training and him don't show up, him don't run down cows or whatever as Academy want to do. But I have seen Kevin Lambert play for Phoenix Rising, and he's an exceptional player if given the opportunity. So you want somebody to come take over for Aka, you bring in Kevin Lambert. He's not in the 23. So who is he going to play? Am I going to make a makeshift team tomorrow? I don't mind losing, but make we see what we are doing now. Make the fans and the people who support the Reggaeboyz, who will pay money to go watch them locally and abroad. Let us see if you have a plan.
Big up Orius, big up Orius Daily, Tuscany Warriors. I think you're the president of the Tuscany Warriors football team, a brand new football team coming from Jamaica. He'll be on Yawd Ballas real soon. So Orius, big up.
Big up yourself, family. Big up Stephanie Lewis. I see your family. Richard Edwards, I see you. Yes, qualifying is over. They should, meaning that they should roll out the younger players. And so tomorrow, Catherine Hall, $2,000 for grandstand, $1,000 for bleachers. Jamaicans, support the Reggaeboyz. Rastafari.
At least go watch a bag of goals score.
Watch some goals. Guyana's supposed to get a beat and teach time. All right, moving on from the Reggaeboyz to the Reggaegirlz. You know, Olympic qualifiers. CONCACAF just announced a group recently, as we said as last week, the group for the next stage of Olympic qualifiers. The Reggaegirlz are in group with Canada, Mexico, St. Kitts.
Yeah.
Jamaica plays their game, first games against Mexico, Canada, and St. Kitts. Word is that they're working on some friendlies. You know, we hope to have the manager on the show in coming weeks. But, you know, Junior, your thoughts on this group? The format is that the first two will go to the semifinal, and then the winner of those semifinal matchup will go on to the Japan 2020 World Cup.
In an ideal world, perfect situation, all things being equal, I expect Jamaica to come second in this group.
Okay,
second
behind Canada.
Yeah.
And St. Kitts, this is the first time they've made it this far. Big up yourself, St. Kitts.
Yeah, big up all St. Kitts.
Come on, your thoughts on the Jamaican group, Canada, Mexico, and St. Kitts.
I agree with Junior. Mexico, they've not been impressive in a while when it comes to the female portion of their, you know, national program. Canada is beatable. We can beat Canada. You know, Canada is aging, and I think they rely more on Sinclair more than anybody else. So if we can eliminate, not like take out our foot or buck our knee or whatever, but if we can shut down Sinclair, then Jamaica have a good chance of, you know, winning this group. And according to Menzies, he wants to win the group to avoid USA. You know, fingers crossed that can happen. But if it don't happen, we only can play who is in front of us. So if they can get the friendlies, and actually we're now in November, and the first game is what, January 29th?
Yes, January 29th, yeah.
If we can get good friendlies, I'm not talking not little Chile side, because Chile side is actually no competition when it comes to us. We're physically, we're bigger, and we're faster. So we need a team that we match up well with. So I hope they do get some friendlies, and I hope to be there in Texas. So we'll see how it goes, but I think we have a good chance.
Junior, come on, so the games will be held in Texas. The semi-final round will be held in Los Angeles. A big elephant in the room that's still undecided. There's a big old elephant. Is Humans' contract, and is Humans gonna be the man leading at the helm, or does it even matter? I mean, it seems like it's a CM deja vu again.
I think it matters. I think it matters a whole lot, because I'm sure there are a lot of players on that team that likes and respect Humans.
Yeah, yeah.
So if he's uncertain, their mentality might be uncertain too. And who will be the replacement coach? Let's assume that Menzies won't be there. Who are they going to bring as a replacement that is going to gain the respect of these players in such a short frame of time?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, hey, well, it's a party shop.
I'm not saying nothing but no party shop. I am not saying anything but
we need a party shop endorsement, man.
Juicy party, talk to me. But and football family, as it gets closer to the semi-final, to the qualifying matches, then we'll actually preview those games closer. Hopefully we'll have some Reggaegirlz friendly games that we can give you some insight onto, and talk to the somebody representing the Reggaegirlz. But big up yourself, Reggaegirlz. And also another news that I saw recently regarding the Reggaegirlz, the fundraising for Tarentia Clark. Come on. I don't know if you hear anything about this. People are trying, Reggaegirlz Foundation tweeted out something that they were trying to raise funds for Tarentia Clark, and people can text donation to a certain number. I will try to find it. Come on, have you heard anything about that?
No, I haven't heard anything, but I can ask her aunt, Winsome, where, I can ask her and get some information for the next show.
Okay, all right. So, moving away from the Reggaegirlz to, we're waiting for RSPL, schoolboys football, and that way I say right now.
Why?
Clarendon College family, we're not there. I see, Clarendon College and Kingston
But
College.
before we move on,
Yeah.
Richard said this: JFF cannot allow the great momentum that these girls have made to be wasted. Richard, I think that momentum has been dead and gone, and they are trying to restart it right now. Ricardo said Reggaegirlz can beat all those teams. I agree, Ricardo, but in an ideal situation. I don't think we'll be seeing an ideal situation coming from the MLS helm. So
Weird. Before we even move to schoolboy football and the Reggaegirlz, we never did talk about this. Come on, this thing with the hotel thing and the Reggaeboyz.
Party shop.
No, easy with the party shop thing. Come on, I mean, who is at fault here for this this lack of having ideal place to stay for the Reggaeboyz?
It has to be the JFF.
Okay.
I mean, like any national team who's going to a foreign country to play, somebody, the administrative board, the manager, whatever, is required to go and see the site 24 hours before. So if JFF had sent someone to see, they would have known that it's not, the accommodation is not fitting for the boys. So the Reggaeboyz are 100%, the JFF 100% needs to take responsibility for not making sure that the accommodation was up to scratch.
All right, and so that was the accommodation in Antigua. The man himself, the room, they kind of look. Pay mosquito go on thing around here. Pay mosquito go on. Now to schoolboy football, and we'll get to RSPL preview in a minute and discuss RSPL weekend review. Clarendon College, D'Costa Cup final, Champions Cup final. KC also in the Champions Cup finals, they defeated JC in a penalty shootout. But Junior, your thoughts on what Clarendon is doing? I mean, look like them a big side this year. They defeated Cornwall College in the Champions Cup semi-final. Them just brushed them aside. Defeated McGrath in the semi-finals of the D'Costa Cup. A very feisty McGrath team. I mean,
is it their time?
It looks.
It looks like it. I mean, it looks like it.
So, but come on. I mean, Clarendon College has done Teacher Hyde and family have done an impeccable job in terms of winning trophies with Clarendon. You expect them to sweep these trophies this year in this Champions Cup final, the Costa Cup final?
I do. I mean, you know, I'm not a big fan of schoolboy football, but Clarendon College is actually playing good football. Not only football to win, not only hoof the ball up and run it down and score. I mean, like, Teacher Hyde is playing complete football. And I think, you know, if the weather is good, the field is good, the field is good, I think Clarendon College will actually, you know, be victorious.
So, big up yourself, El Pistolero. I see your family. Bless up yourself. I see you, but, I mean, Kingston College is the other team that's in that Champions Cup final. They defeated JC. Yes, I mean, Ludlow Bernard, coach of Kingston College, emphatically state that, the Manning Cup is theirs this year to win. We'll get to the Manning Cup in a little bit, but Kingston College is an impressive outfit, Junior. I mean,
very impressive. And I would have never thought they could beat JC, regardless of the circumstance. I would never ever. I mean, like someone said, schoolboy football at times look like a kick and run down kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it look like it's just a mentality. Clarendon College is setting a new trend. We know what Georges is, but to see KC go there and topple the mighty JC, I never would guess that.
Never
would guess that.
Never would predicted it. Yeah, come on.
Also, before we move on, this is why I always complain about Issa and the referees and whatever. At the beginning of the game, both teams had similar color jerseys.
Yeah.
Similar color jerseys. What the rules state? The rules clearly state that if the jerseys are similar, who needs to change? Somebody needs to change. You know, when the referee decided that when both jerseys were so soaked and he could not tell. Mind you, the socks were different. But I was like, what is this? So this is what I'm telling about Issa and not being professional enough. It's just one small thing where you're not.
But then to add to that, come on, I think I don't know who's I don't know Issa's board, I don't know. But it just feel like, you don't have athletes that are running ISA. Because this should be common sense. First of all, teams should have a home and away jersey, and whether home be dark and away be lighter colors, regardless of what color you want to have, that should be standard.
Yeah.
And then when you have games with knockout competitions and in the semifinals, you have a predetermined that you are home and you are away. There should not be no questions about the colors being clashing or anything. You either have a blue jersey if you are KC or JC, and you have a white jersey if you have KC and JC. And you know if you are home, you wear white. If you are away, I mean,
but this is 100%. I mean, yes, the school should have discussed this, the coaches, but this is 100% on the referee. 100, because you don't blow the whistle, you don't start because you have done uniform checks. Yeah. That's 100%. So it's just small things where we need to do to improve the league, and this is something because we couldn't tell when we were watching the game yesterday. I couldn't tell if it wasn't for the stocks. You couldn't tell who was who.
Can't tell who. Odian Lewis, big up yourself. He says all trophies belong to Clarendon College.
Right,
Chatbot, and it might happen.
Mm-hmm. And Bubba Peace, big up.
Big up yourself, big up Bubba. We see your family rolling in. Dintil. So the Doncaster Cup final is November 30th. The Champions Cup final is November 23rd, next week Saturday. Dintil. Can Dintil upset Clarendon College in that Doncaster Cup final, Junior?
If Clarendon don't want to win the Doncaster Cup final,
it's theirs to lose.
It's theirs to lose. I mean, just off sheer momentum, just off sheer good vibes. Forget about the football side, because it's going to be hard for us to break down the X's and O's when it comes to schoolboy football.
Yeah.
But it's just off sheer energy and momentum and vibes. Now, it will take a masterful motivational job by Dintil coach, and it's possible.
Yes,
but I wouldn't bet that.
All right, come on. Before we go to quickly talk about Manning Cup quickly, one big up BB Coke. Now the Ben Francis knockout final, BB Coke. I mean, are we seeing the rise of new schools in kind of toppling the perennial big dogs? I mean, BB Coke and McGrath were two of the so-called outliers this year that really showed up and showed out. Your thoughts on BB Coke advancing to the Ben Francis Cup final? They await the winner of Garvey Massey versus St. Elizabeth Technical.
But you see, that's what we want, though. And Junior's favorite word is parity.
Yeah.
What I like is the baby teams to beat the big teams. It makes the competition, even better. And I think it brings attention to these outliers, to these small schools.
Yeah.
So now, if BB Coke is doing this, so well, maybe you have like all boys, will come in, the past students will come in and start putting money into the institution. They know some of these players can get called for the national team. They can get scholarships to go to college. So, I like when the small schools, because usually when you hear kids get scholarship, it's like the Wolmers, the Georges, the Caseys. We want to hear some BB Coke players, we want to hear Stats players, Dintil players get the opportunity to showcase, and this is good for them.
Yeah. So big up yourself, Coach Ricketts and family. BB Coke, we love when I do continue doing the work, and like we said, the more this team does well, the more any of these teams does well, more chance for players get scholarship. Of course, now to do something in the classroom too, and then translate that into a productive citizen. All right, stepping away from rural football to the Big Bad Manning Cup. Big Bad Manning Cup. KC versus Stats is one semi-final. One local side named Wolmers are going to play JC in the other semi-final.
An angry JC.
KC's coach, Ludlow Bernard, said, think of that Manning Cup 29 belongs to us, and that is the resilience that's shown based on when they defeat Camperdown in the quarterfinal. But Stats, I mean, this is the third year in a row that Stats is making this semi-final. They went to the final, loss in 2017 to JC. We don't know if Wolmer's down already.
Relax.
Your assessment of the Manning Cup semi-final, Junior.
Relax. Just relax. And angry JC. That is what I am worried about right now.
You say you're worried about the angry JC kicking up your side.
Yes, I'm extremely worried about an angry JC. Just lost to KC. I'm worried.
You're very worried.
Yeah.
Come on, can Stats topple the defending champions? KC, the man them things say, yo, the brave may fall, but they never yield. Can Stats topple KC? Because I am fancying Stats and family in this matchup.
Me too.
You guys
I
are
said, do
crazy.
not look at you, what weird. But I see, listen, Stat is feeling it. They're feeling it. And I think that you're talking about momentum. Both teams are bringing in momentum. They're bringing fast and hard. And I think Stats will have something to prove. So I'm giving it to Stats.
All right. So, stay tuned for the Manning Cup semi-final coming up. All right, segueing from schoolboy football to Red Stripe Premier League. Big bad Red Stripe Premier League. Before we get to games on the field, Damian Stewart
The night.
officially is declared the coach at one of those big bad defenders back in the day. I want them to have to call Claude Davis to help him. He's now the coach of Harborview. Harborview has shipped 16 goals so far, so it looks like a good appointment, right? A defensive-minded player, a defensive player, and a defensive coach. Can't he translate to help this Harborview outfit?
What was Harborview's problem coming in?
Defense.
Not only defense, they were slow. They were unfit.
Well, I don't call them on them side unfit still.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
And all Harborview fans out there, correct me if I'm wrong, but your side is very slow and very unfit. That's why you guys always wither towards the end of the halves. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So is it that Stu P is going to come in now and demand more energy in training, demand growth in fitness?
Work effort. I mean, he did say something about positionally. We need to change our positional play, tackle better. And come on, your assessment of Damian Stewart's appointment as Harborview coach.
They keep recycling these old players. Okay. Let us see what can happen. Junior, you're right. Slow and defensively, they're not good. They lost to who? Who they 3-0 to who?
On it
beat them 3-0. On it. Just slow on the back too. So let us see. Just like how they give Bibi Gardner a reprieve. Let us see what Stu Peace can do. Hey, we're talking about any team who needs to score goals. Are they going to bring in? Who they going to bring in now? Walter Boyd?
See now, you're gone with them things now. We might as well bring him in, yes. All right. So we'll see how he goes about it. Good luck to you, Stu Pease, and we love what you do. Good luck to you, family. Nicholas Williams, we see your family. Big up yourself on Island Sports Network. We see you. Now to games on the field. Harborview playing the same Waterhouse side later on. The same side.
The 7-Love side.
The 7-Love side. I mean, 5 of them I get this time or no?
No, I think this is one of those weird games where if you're a new coach, this is the game. This is your favorite first game.
Yeah.
Aside that kick you up 7-Love that you're not getting nowhere near 7 this game.
Yeah.
You might not win, but you know that 7-Love was an anomaly.
Well,
so regardless,
if Arnett can give you a 3, why Waterhouse can give you a 7?
If they get, but this is prior to Stupies.
Okay.
If they get 7, if they get more than 3, Stupies might as well just resign, because this should be the easiest motivational job as a coach.
Because after the 7-Love.
Because it's not only, hey, this is the side where I give 7-Love. This is also, hey, I am the new coach. And you need to show me that you want to play, because I am not committed to none of you guys. So
to show what you have.
Easy.
Come on, Mount Pleasant is playing Humble Lion, and last time I checked, Humble Lion was leading that game 1-0. We're going with the Mount Pleasant team, and they were doing quite well. Had a chance to leapfrog Mullines in second. Your thoughts?
Listen, did they bring any new players in? They didn't. They have the same players. You change it, and we talk about this all the time. it's easier to get rid of the coach than the players who are not performing, are not motivated. So they bring in a new coach with the same players, and it's business as usual. They fall back into conceding goals and just not playing good football. So maybe, it's a blip, and maybe they'll adjust it in short order.
Well, come on, go on, will you talk? Because Mount Pleasant actually won the game. They came from behind and defeated Humble Lion 2-1.
2-1.
Say something now, come on. Say something.
them gone through, but not talk about that. One to your side, Mullines.
Don't worry about that. Don't worry about Do not worry about that. Mullines lost to UWI. Oh, that we go on, brother?
Exactly, and you with a gully.
Yes, Mullines is in a place of...
Well, what's my favorite word?
Don't come ever with parity.
Parity.
This has nothing to do with parity.
For the first 3 weeks, it's like, yo, we don't need to play the more games. We don't know the champion, blah, 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 blah. Well, you still have the jersey?
No, we have got Parky Mullines jersey. Dumbo then defeated Veer 2-1. Mullines lost.
We know Mullines lost. You said it again. Come on, it sounds like you can't believe it.
Oh, yeah, lose.
I know. Look on
Portmore.
Look on Portmore.
Yeah, Portmore defeated Tivoli 1-0. Billy Gardner said he would stick with his strikers after they were failing to convert. But overall...
Tivoli is a team in trouble. Tivoli is a team in crisis. They're cemented in the bottom half of the table, right down a gully. They've done it with Veer, and with Veer, I mean, you can see with Veer, and you can say, okay, Veer is a kind of outlier, but Tivoli is one of those established teams that you don't expect to be struggling like this. I mean, do we need a change of coach?
Ricardo, Brazil under 17 final playing right now versus Mexico just started. We're going to talk about that in our world show coming up next. We have a world show coming up next.
Yeah, coming up next.
We'll definitely talk about the under 17 World Cup.
Mullines lost again. Wow, go on, Sims and family. All right, come on, as we head home and wrap up our show, on Island Sports Network tomorrow, the Monday night game, Cavalier versus Arnett. Is that the Monday night game? And, of course, the big matchup later on, Waterhouse versus Harborview. Come on. What's your thoughts on that game? Did you have a prediction for that Waterhouse versus Harborview game?
Let us see if stew peas can bring in the magic of the stew peas. Because them always say stew peas are the thing where you use to tie people together, Yeah. So let us see if he can actually beat Waterhouse. Which Waterhouse is top of the table. They're enjoying looking down on other teams. So let us see if Harborview can keep them off the perch.
Yo, and I mean, it's an impressive run by Mount Pleasant now with T-God at the helm. They're now up to second in the Red Stripe Premier League, Junior.
Well, I guess
Mullines dropping in 5.
I guess somebody coach can really don't have a leg to stand on.
Yes, some coaches don't have a leg to stand on right now. Come on, before we do Yawd.
It was the coach.
No. Before we do Yawd abroad, come on. Women's the Red Stripe Premier League for the ladies is also in the semi-final phase. Cavalier, Olympic Garden, Waterhouse, and Arnett are the 4 teams in that semi-final. Care to comment on the potential? It looks like Waterhouse is a big team, and is it look like the product is growing on the field?
Too many red cards.
Okay.
Too many unnecessary wild tackles, too many craziness going on. Waterhouse is the team to beat. Yeah, but the product is growing, but I don't like the product.
Okay.
I think there's some of the areas that they need to address and need to fix, especially when it comes to the discipline. Then they need to address it. But I'm happy that the women are playing, that they're earning a salary, and that, some of these players will actually represent the Reggaegirlz.
Okay. All right, wrapping up the show, Junior. Yawd abroad time. I mean, come on. We have any report about any Jamaicans doing well overseas?
Khadija Shah, she's scoring. She just scored, I think it was 2 goals in her last game, helped her team to beat another team with a 4-0, I think it was. So she is doing very well in her league. Tonight is the USL Championship, and we have actually 2 players we're supposed to have: Louisville versus Real Monarchs. Um, Devon Speedy Williams plays for Louisville, and also Sean Francis. So I was kind of surprised when Sean Francis was named in Tapa's 23. So, his team is playing the championship tonight. So I'm like, why are you with the Reggae? But anyways, so we only have one Jamaican. So good luck to Devon Speedy Williams. I hope he gets some minutes tonight.
Yeah. Good luck to Louisville. Louisville has been one of the big dogs. I think defending champions USL, right? Come on.
Yes.
Defending champion.
Yeah.
All right. Wrapping up the show, Junior. Yawd Ballas done, We're back again,
Yes, we're
All
back.
right. Yo. Link us on our social media platform, on Instagram at BallChat Podcast, on Twitter BallChat1, on Facebook at BallChat. You can email us at ballchatpodcast@gmail.com. Wolmers,
Go easy.
go get in the beating.
World show time.
Check us our regular Ball Chat show about to start.
In what, like 10 minutes?
In about 10 minutes on Ball Chat.
And it's international break week, so
Yes, and we have a lot of drama.
we have a lot to talk about. So look more.
Come on, yell up.
All right.